Hi, shalom everyone. My name is Rabbi Jay from the Jewish Agency, and it's really a pleasure and honor to be talking to you from Jerusalem, the holy city and the capital of Israel. So just for a moment, I'm going to share with you one of the most special things about Judaism, and that is the celebration of Shabbat. It goes all the way back to the beginning of time, where the Bible tells us that God created the world in 6 days, and God rested on the seventh. And at that moment, God created this concept of rest, which doesn't mean only taking a nap or only sleeping. It means taking a moment to take a deep breath, to reflect, to connect with God, to connect with our family and those around us. And that's what we try to do every single week when we celebrate Shabbat today. It's a moment where we put our phones and electronics away on the side, we don't drive anywhere, and we spend 25 hours together praying to God, thinking about God, studying the Torah, spending time with our family, having wonderful and beautiful meals and experiences, which I'll share with you a little bit about. We start the Shabbat by lighting candles. Sometimes tradition is to have 2 candles. Some families add candles for the amount of people that are in their family. And actually, this is mostly a women's mitzvah, commandment. It's a tradition that women do because it brings light into the home. And it sets the ambiance, it sets the framework for going into Shabbat and connecting with God. And when she lights it, it shows us, it shows our children that Shabbat has begun. And that's our moment where we take our rest, and we know for the next 25 hours it's going to be different than the rest of the week. We go to synagogue, we have beautiful prayers on Shabbat, we sing wonderful songs, and we come back home after the synagogue, and we have a beautiful meal. In fact, all week long, we're supposed to be preparing for Shabbat and cooking for Shabbat, and we clean our home in preparation for Shabbat. And we start off by taking what we call a Kiddush cup, a cup in which we make kiddush, which in Hebrew means sanctification. We fill it up with wine or with grape juice, and we say a beautiful blessing in which we create holiness, in which we welcome in the Shabbat into our home and into our family. So we start the Shabbat with a kiddush, we give everybody to drink, then we make special blessings on challah, on bread that we have, which goes back centuries of what our forefathers also did when they ate on Shabbat. I brought here just another example of little prayer books that we use around our Shabbat table. This has the prayer that we say over the kiddush, and the prayer we say over the bread. It has special songs that we sing, that we teach our children and we teach our families. And they're all different kinds. Here's one that we made after my wife and I got married with a picture of us on the cover, and we gave to our guests when we celebrated our first Shabbat together. This was from my son's bar mitzvah. It has pictures of Jerusalem on it. And there are benchers that have different languages so everybody can understand. This is a common one that's used in English. And I'll share one last thing with you. Because Shabbat is a very, very special day, as it gets towards Saturday afternoon, we see the sun is starting to set. It's a little bit sad because we know we have to go back to our regular work week. The special time with God and with our family is coming to an end. So we actually have a last ritual that we do. It's called Havdalah, which means in Hebrew, separation. And once again, we use a cup of wine in that ceremony. And actually, we use special spices that we make a blessing over and we smell. And this is supposed to lift our spirits up a little bit because, again, we're a little bit sad that the Shabbat is ending. But this lifts our spirits up, reminds us that we're going to go into the week and do holy work, continue God's work as well. And lastly, we also use a candle. Just like we brought Shabbat in with candles, we let Shabbat depart with candles as well. From the moment Shabbat ends, we're already thinking about and looking forward to the next week's Shabbat. It's a beautiful time. And everyone can take part in Shabbat by just taking a rest, taking a step back, using the time to connect to God and to the things that we love. And I end with Shabbat Shalom, wishing everyone a peaceful Shabbat.
원뉴맨